Hi, I'm Becky. My channel is What Beck Sews. Welcome back if you're a subscriber and welcome if you're new. Today is another Friday Sews for you. So I have got a couple of bits that I have been doing this week, and then I'm going to talk to you about some of my plans, and then I will finish with some exciting news. So let's get started, shall we? What have I been up to? Now, I managed to get one item fully finished, but then I have also got another work in progress. So I mentioned last week that I was going to be sewing up the Mave skirt by True Bias, which I got from Adele from Sew for Serenity's D-Stash account. Now, the thing I really liked about this pattern was when I opened it all up, on the back of the package, you get these three options, which is fabulous. But then when you actually go into the instructions to look at it, you get this lovely little table that gives you so many more options. Can you see all of them? So this skirt would be a really great pattern for a beginner because you could theoretically start with just the long length skirt. It would be nice and easy. There's no gathering, there's no tiers. And then you could sort of move into some more. The pattern pieces are great. They're all labelled. You get one long pattern piece and then you can cut to the lengths that you want where gathering may be required. So my intentions was to go for this one here. And I say my intentions because as fantastic as the beginner pattern this is me. And of course my brain goes to mush sometimes and I still manage to mess it up. So when I cut out my pattern pieces, I was doing it from a shorter piece of fabric than the fabric requirements. So I knew that I wanted to shave a couple of inches off. And for some reason, I had it in my head that the pattern pieces were the tiers 1, 2, and 3. So when I attached my second tier on, I used pattern piece 3. Pattern piece 3. Oh, sorry, I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I'd done it, I'd attached my pattern piece 3 onto my top piece. And then when I came to attach my final piece, which was actually pattern piece 2, I couldn't work out why it wouldn't go on. And then realised that that just wasn't going to work. So what I ended up doing was leaving it in the shorter length. But I did try this on, and here she is. So here she is in all of her glory. So this was the fantastic fabric that I got from Sally, the Staffordshire sewist. And I've done the tie, which is through like a button loop. And it's got all this gorgeous top stitching. I am shy a piece of top stitching, but I really like it the way it is. And then I've got my longer tier on the bottom, but obviously I've had to shorten it, which works really well for my height. So I will pop some footage in here so you can actually see. I've also popped a label in that says I'm unique, which I love. And I'm really pleased with it. It feels a bit autumnal, but to be fair, I think it will weather all seasons. And I finally found a skirt pattern that I love, and now I can't wait to make up some more and try the different variations. And because I'm a pattern repeater, I'm actually quite looking forward to trying this because it looks really different, however it's made up. And I did see Kath from Kathcraft had, made by Kath, sorry, had done a version where there's a tutorial, I think on their website, where you can take the long skirt, so this one here, and you can put like a scoop underneath, so it's got a slightly different finish. So many different variations, and hopefully you would have seen from the footage, I think the skirt is kind of flattering and doesn't overly enhance my mum-tum area. So I'm really happy with that. So that was what I got made up, and then let's share my work in progress. I've just realised I need to go and grab something. Oh God, my chair is so squeaky, I'm sorry. So work in progress is my Mabel dress by Tilly and the Buttons. And I started this last Sunday. Now I've been back at work this week, so it's been a busy week, and trying to get sewing time has been quite difficult because I've had a few things going on in the evenings. But I have started this, and if any of you follow me over on Instagram, you will know that I had a major issue when it came to the shearing, and I couldn't work out what I'd done wrong. So this pattern has shearing across here and on the arms. I am making the long sleeve version, and I have slightly shortened the leg. Now, I said in last week's vlog that I'd got 2 copies of this pattern. I'm actually going to gift one of them to the lovely Sally, the Staffordshire sewist, because she really wants to make it up and I have a spare pattern. But initially I'd said, you know, I'm a cutter, not a tracer. But I quite like it because what they've done with the rectangle piece for the peplum and for this, they've just cut a smaller piece that's perfect size for this, and then you extend it down. So actually, I wouldn't have done that anyway because the pattern piece wouldn't have been there. So it's a good idea. So, problem with the shearing, I had loads of people respond to me on Instagram, so thank you very much to everybody that got in touch with me. I had watched a couple of tutorials, which I will link down below, on how to shear, because I've never done it before, so I wanted to make sure I was setting it all up okay. The one from the Stitch Sisters is brilliant. Tilly and the buttons is fantastic. They're the 2 I'm going to link below. But the problem that I was having wasn't that I wasn't doing any of those things. So when I put something out on Instagram to say, help me, I can't get this together, because what it was doing, I just want to show you this line here. This is like a tester piece. It was shearing, so the elastic was on the back, but it was not doing what it should be, which is what you can see here, and actually gathering and shrinking. And I couldn't work out why. I was just getting lines like this one where there was no gathering to it. I know you can't see that well because this is like a major tester piece that I was working off. But this one here shows it was pulling a little bit, but not much. So I was getting really frustrated. I'd gone through so much elastic thread, and all of the tips that I was getting back were along the lines of things I've done, which were really helpful, and I am so grateful to everybody that came back to me. But then the lovely Katie from Whatever Katie Sews messaged me and said, just for the shearing thing, have you checked you're catching the tension in the bobbin? And I didn't really understand what she meant by it, because I was threading it how I normally would, or how I'd watch Tilly and the Buttons tutorial to do it. And she said, I'll send you a video. And she sent me a little video over, which was so helpful because it helped me visualise it. And I realised that my problem was all about catching the tension. I went off and I played with it and managed to get it through. So I am going to put in some really clumsy, terrible footage, because it was awful, of me showing you exactly what I did. But my fingers are in the way and all sorts, so sorry about this, but I will put it in. But when I fed it through, I realised that it wasn't tucking underneath the section that you have where your tension bit is in the bobbin. And I've got a top loading bobbin and I've got a Janome. So because it's slightly thicker elastic, so I'd really had to tug it through and use my fingers just to make sure it fed through. And it's not obvious to you, because when you're feeding it, you think it's going through, but it's actually not. So a couple of people have messaged me back on Instagram to say, did I get the answer? What was the answer? What was the magic trick? And I responded to them, giving them what I'd done. And they actually came back to me. I had a few photos actually to say, it's working. So the people that had come back to me were people that had Janome machines. So I've got a Janome as well. I don't know whether it's a common thing with Janome or whether it's a generic thing, but it's just something to be mindful of. And I will pop the footage in now so you can take a look and see what it is I did. And I really do apologise about the quality of the footage. Okay, so I'm hoping that you can see this. I might have to move you up to show you a little bit more. But I have a top loading bobbin, and you just want to get your shearing elastic and pop it in like that. Now, the bit that I found was actually pulling it through the tension. I'm wondering how close. Sorry, guys. I'm going to literally lean you against my machine. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. So it's this bit here where you're threading through. I was pulling it normally, not thinking anything of it, and didn't realise. I'm just going to pop that in and show you. Didn't realise that, can you see, this bit under here where it pulls through the tension threader, move my thumb out of the way because it just looks big and chunky on there. I was pulling it like I normally would, but it wasn't actually going through the tension piece. So it looked like it was, but it wasn't. So I've made sure this time round that I've actually pulled it right through so it's caught, and you can feel that slight pull, which almost feels like it shouldn't be going through, to make sure it catches. So then what you want to do, once you've popped that in, you need to then lift it up. Now let me go back to putting you back down again. Sorry guys, this is a bit wonky. This is a terrible tutorial. So then, right, hopefully you can see that. I'm just going to pop my needle down to catch, and I need to just grab this here. So I've got the back thread, and I'm just pulling it until I can feel the elastic come up, and it takes some catching because you've actually caught it properly in the... It's coming, it is coming guys. There we go. Oh, no, she says. So you should be able to see, I'm just going to pull from the top because sometimes it doesn't always show. So there you go, it's coming through. And I just need to lift that. For some reason, it's uncaught. Not sure what happened there, but it uncaught, but it's through anyway now. So there you go. So you can see, and then you need to leave a long enough tail, but you need to make sure, I'll just go back to this again, that it's threaded through this tension piece here, and then you can hook it up. And it does take some getting to, guys. It's not the easiest thing in the world. I mean, I must admit, shearing for me has definitely been an experience. Now I'm going to test run this one piece again, doing so many test runs before I go back because I've just refilled it after doing a couple of lines. But the lines that I've done so far are there. So this time it's actually working, it's gathering, and when I press this it will shrink even more. But I'm going to test it again with my test piece, which is on the ironing board. I'll take you with me whilst I test it. Okay, so pop my lever down. I'm on the longest stitch, which is a 5 on my machine. Forward a couple, backwards. It will make that sound. It sounds really unhealthy. Don't worry about it. It's perfectly normal. But this seems to be working just fine. And I can see it starting to gather up. And I'm just getting to the end. I'm going to back stitch. Not cut it away. Pull it so I've still got my tail. And cut, and oh, there we go. That is a gathered line, which will obviously gather in the more I do. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. It's working, and hopefully that helps you guys. So after I had done all of that, I got it working, I did my test, was over the moon. So that was quite late Sunday evening, and I was just like, right, I'm not sewing now. I've had enough for the night. So on Monday, I returned back to it, which was the only free night I had for sewing this week. So what I got done on Monday, I will show you. My chair was on it. I got all of the shearing done for the skirt piece. So this is the top of the skirt. Such funky fabric, isn't it? This is a fabric that I did a swap with Ruth, and I love it. And I was saving it for a shirt dress. It is slightly thicker than a cotton poplin, so I was concerned that it was the material that I was using, but I did try it on viscose as well. Honestly, so many ways of trying this out. You can tell when you really want to make something, but that's the shearing, and it does stretch all the way out and back. So that is spot on. And then I've done that, but I've done it so it sits just above the knee, so it's not a midi. And I tried that on, I was really happy with the length on that. And then I moved on to the bodice, and all I managed to get done on Monday night was to get the front pieces. So this is the armhole here, and this is the centre, so I do need to sew that and fold that down like that. Not as much as I've just done there, a little bit more accurately and measured, but this is essentially the bit that will go across here, and then there will be a little tie that ties the two together like that, and there'll be a little tie in the middle, but I can already see how it's forming. So I've got that to finish this week. So that takes me nicely into plans. So I have a sewing social on Saturday. It's my sewing social in Northampton. It's my first one. I had to postpone my last couple because I had been unwell, and I am really looking forward to hosting it. And I think I've got about 20 people coming that I've got registered on my list, which is kind of scary, and I'm very nervous because I'm meeting all of these wonderful, lovely new people. And I thought that I would take that with me because I've already started it, and I can carry on and get that finished if I don't get it done tonight, to be fair, because I will do some sewing tonight. And then I'd like to take my daughters, because if you watched my last Selfless Sew, when I went to my last social, I'd actually cut my daughters in the wrong size. I'd cut for my younger daughter. So I'm going to properly cut the ones in her size and do her pyjamas, because guys, I've been awful with my Selfless Sew. I just have not got my boat into gear. I've done one piece, I've got something to enter. I'd like to get my eldest daughters done. And then I'm also going to cut, because they're really quick and easy makes, I'm also going to cut my youngest daughter's jogger shorts that she wants, that I've got in a green fabric that I got from First for Fabrics. I haven't got it to hand to show you. I'll take it. I don't think I will get it done, but I will take it with me in the hope that I might actually get some time to do it. So yeah, that's quite a few things to take with me on my sewing social, but obviously as it's my first one as I'm hostess, I will be mingling and I will be talking, and I'll have to go and set up and organise everything. So I'm not expecting to get as much sewing as when I go to somebody else's sewing social done, but I am really looking forward to it, although I'm really nervous. So the next thing that I want to tell you about is my plans for outside of the weekend, and that is to get the Mabel top done in the lovely elephant fabric that I shared with you last week. And then, because it's a bank holiday weekend, I've got an extra day, and although my partner and I are having some date time on Sunday morning, because we've had such separate lives this past couple of weeks, we're going to go and walk the dog, we're going to go and walk down Foxton Locks, which is a gorgeous canal walk, and then we're going to go and have some lunch together. But then he'll go off to the pub, as he does on a Sunday afternoon, and I'll come home and do whatever crafting I am going to be doing. So I'll have time on Sunday to sew, and then on Monday he's working, so I'm pretty sure on Monday I will also get some sewing done. So they're exciting plans for me. So yeah, to get that Mabel done would be really nice. I have also cut, and I forgot to bring it in with me. Let me go grab it. So, sorry about that. And more squeaking because I'm moving around. I also cut this out. I cut this last Sunday. When I was having problems with the shearing and didn't think I'd sort it, I wanted to get on with another project. So I cut out this. So this is the assembly line high cuff sweater. And it's made from a woven fabric, and then you've got the ribbon. Please ignore the mud on the pattern. My dog decided to jump on this, as they do. And this goes up to an XXL, and it's all in centimetres, which is really, really difficult for me to read. But sizing wise, an XXL is a 52 to 54 inch. So hopefully there will be, this will turn out really nice. But sorry, losing my train of thought because I keep reading. I can't read. I'm doing this with the lovely fabric that I got from the Staffordshire Sewist. It's a remnant of this fabric here. Now, she gave it to me. She said, I think there's probably about 1 metre left of it. And I was like, will I get this out of it? So I've cut all of this, and I have managed to get it out of it. And I've even got some left. So this might be a great scrap busting top. I'm just hoping it all comes together really well. And then I've got my bright pink ribbon. God, the dog's even been on this. It's dog hair all over it. Some bright pink ribbon. This ribbon I got from First for Fabrics. I get most of my ribbon from First for Fabrics because I do really quite like the quality of what they send. So yeah, that's where I get my ribbon from most of the time. So I've cut all of that out. So I think that these two, I'm just trying to show you them together, will look amazing. So if I get a chance, I'll get that sewn up as well this week. I'm hoping to have a more productive week with sewing than I have had recently. Because some of my time has been spent on another project that I've been working on. Now, for the eagle-eyed of you on Instagram, you would have seen me share a teaser. And the teaser was of some buttons that I had made all packaged up. I was just looking around to see if I've got them. I thought I'd just go and grab them for you to show you. So these are the Stranger Things buttons that I think were the ones I shared on Instagram. Lovely little buttons. I really, really like them. People have found me on Instagram. I don't know how, because I'm in the process of setting up my Instagram page for my buttons and my earrings, and I'm in the process of setting up an Etsy shop. And if you found my Instagram page, you found the link to my Etsy shop. I'm purposely not going to put any details below, and it's not because I'm not excited for you all to see it. I really want you to see it, but I want to get it perfect. Or I want to get it right. I wouldn't say perfect because nothing's ever perfect. I'm really excited about this. I've had a lot of encouragement from people that have seen the buttons that I've made, and I have decided to sort of take that plunge and open up a shop, but I'd like there to be enough stock on that shop. And because this is a hobby for me, something I do outside of it, it takes a while to make these up, and I'd like there to be a bit of variety. So I'm in the process of making up more buttons to go on the shop. I'm in the process of making earrings up, so I've got lots of different Stranger Things earrings. Done a couple of these earrings that I am wearing, little purple, shiny earrings. And then what else have I got? Just nearby. These are another pair. I've got all my leaf drop earrings and stuff like that. But it takes a while to get them photographed, made up, obviously, and then packaged as well. So I've got lots of things as work in progress, and I'll be working on that over the next few weeks and uploading things. And then when I am happy and I think that it's right, because I've also taken some feedback from some lovely people that I've asked to have a look at the shop and just give me some feedback on it. I've had some very constructive feedback, numbers of buttons, etc., that I should include. And I want to get that right, and I want to take on board that advice and guidance from people that will potentially be buying handmade goods. And the other thing is with resin, it's not an exact craft. So, there are minor imperfections, and it's making sure that I am putting the right ones together so they're not imperfect when you receive them, so if you choose to buy them. So I will share details of my shop when I am finally happy with it, and I'll share all the links to my Instagram page when I'm finally happy with it. Those that have visited, I've noticed I've had a couple of purchases, so thank you very much for those that have purchased. You're too quick. I kind of just want to get everything uploaded, but I do love it. It's given me such glee and excitement. When I had my first purchase, which was Sally, the Savage Sewist, who I'd asked for some feedback from, and actually she went on and purchased some bits which I thought were really sweet. And that first sale that came through, I was like, oh my God, I've sold something, because you don't have the confidence in yourself when you're doing this sort of thing. And then when I there was a pair of earrings that sold as well, and that was from somebody I didn't know, and that was even more exciting because I was like, oh my God, I don't know this person, that they've purchased a pair of my earrings. And they're earrings that I actually wear. I've got a couple of different variations of the leaf earrings. I think you've seen my green ones that are sparkly, and I wear them quite a lot, and I'd actually deliberately made them to match an outfit that I wore a few weeks ago. But I've got them in various different colours, and it's always been something for personal use, never been something for anything else. So I'm grateful for the purchases that have been made, and I will share everything when I'm ready to release details, and I feel that I've got everything on there that I want on there for you to have a peruse if it's something you're interested in. Obviously it's Beckified, which means it's probably quite loud, bright and bold, so it may not be to everybody's taste either. But yeah, we're going to give it a shot and see how we get on. I'm still a full-time working mum of 2 teenage girls who's also doing qualifications, has a huge hobby in sewing. So, it's only a small thing. It's not something, I'm looking to make and build up a big business with. But yes, so that is that, and you will get all the details soon. I am very mindful this is a sewing channel. I am not looking to plug or promote my shop on here, so I just want to make that clear from the get-go. I don't want to put any of you off. I have had a few people ask me about doing some tutorials on how I make the buttons, and I'm thinking that if it is something that people want to see, I'm more than happy to do it, but I probably won't do it on this channel. I would create a different channel to do that. I really want to keep this content about my sewing and anything in my sewing world. So yeah, if it's something you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. I think that is everything, guys. There's so many plans there. There's so much going on. It's busy and exciting, and as the weather's starting to turn, I'm now thinking about spring wardrobe, and I've just realised I haven't even told you what I'm wearing today. Let me stand up and show you. This is my gorgeous Lady McElroy Zadie jumpsuit. I am in love with this. So I made this from a cotton lawn in the I made this from a cotton lawn. I made this in the Lady McElroy cotton lawn that I got from the NEC Creative Craft Show. I picked 2 remnants up of this. I'm so pleased with how this has come together. I absolutely love this. Zadie jumpsuit is so comfortable, and I actually sized down on this one, but it's like wearing secret pajamas. I really do like it. I will take a full picture and put it in here, because I don't know if I have shared it with you guys, because this was my entry for So Yellow for Endo, because I don't wear yellow well, but there's little splodges of yellow all over it. So that's everything from me this week. I hope you have a fantastic week. Don't forget to give this vlog a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content from me. I have some exciting content coming out. Well, I think it's exciting, you may not. On Sunday, I have my Me Made May pledge with a whole array of my Me Made wardrobe, because it's going to play into a mini series that I'm going to do across May that I'm hoping you guys will enjoy, and I'm actually really excited about doing it, because it's going to be a real deep delve into my wardrobe and what I'm wearing and what I'm not. So don't forget to tune in for that. If it's something you want to see, that will come out on Sunday morning. Have a good week, get lots of sewing done, and I'll catch you all next week. Bye.